and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelsey, and I'm one of the animal care specialists here at the Living Coast Discovery Center. And this is Mariah. Now, Mariah is an American kestrel, and she is one of our ambassador birds here at the center. Now, you guys have probably heard this terminology quite a bit when we've been talking about some of our ambassador animals that we have here at the Living Coast Discovery Center. And Mariah is probably one of our more seasoned ambassadors. So she has been with us for quite some time. She's going to give us a nice, beautiful rouse. So that is a really great sign that she's nice and comfortable out here. Now, because we are closed at the moment, but we obviously are still caring for our animals, getting them out and kind of going about normal motions is a really important part of their day. So this is a little bit of a Mariah, a little bit of an enrichment session, because as you can probably see behind us, we've got the cliff swallows hanging out behind us. We've also, out here on the refuge, we get lots of other really large species of birds of prey as well. So those are all things that Mariah is getting the opportunity to check out today. Now I'm going to see if I can bring her a little bit closer so you guys can get a really great look at her. Now, as I mentioned, she is an American kestrel. And she is the smallest species of bird of prey that we have here in North America. So to give you guys kind of an idea of about how big she is, she's about the size of a hamburger. Okay, she weighs on average between 110 grams to about 120. That's a pretty normal range for her. And like I said, that's about the size of a quarter pounder. So there's about 454 grams in a pound, and she's about 110 to 120. So she is a very small bird, but we are still using this glove here to protect our hands from her mighty talons. She is considered a bird of prey, so that's a raptor. So she has all the characteristics that something like an eagle or an osprey or a larger species of falcon or hawk has too. So she's got really sharp talons, and that's to catch her prey. Okay, she's got a sharp hooked beak, and she's going to utilize that to rip and shred her prey into smaller pieces. Let's see, I did bring some of her favorite snacks today, so we'll see if she's interested in those. You guys can get an opportunity to see her eating something. Trying to find a small piece in here for her. We have one of her favorite things. These are Mises pieces. Oh. See if she's interested in some worms. We've got Mises pieces, so we do kind of give her a diet of mostly pieces of mice, but we also have some mealworms in here that she might be interested in. Would you like that? Now, another thing to take into account too is normally we're offering her these food items with a green glove. Today I have on a white glove, so that might be a little bit of why she's not as interested in the food items as well. Something a little bit different that she's kind of seeing with her eyes. And as we mentioned before, birds of prey have incredible eyesight. So 3 things that make a bird of prey are going to be those talons to grab their prey, that sharp hooked beak to rip and shred, and then amazing eyesight. So to give you guys an idea of how incredible Mariah's eyesight is, or pretty much any species of bird of prey, they can see about 8 to 10 times better than we can. So that's pretty incredible eyesight. If I put Mariah here on one end of a football field and I put a newspaper on the other end, she would be able to read it. So it's a really incredible eyesight. So it's pretty amazing stuff. Now, Mariah here has some characteristics that make her a specialized daytime hunter. So she's going to be most active during the daytime, which makes her a diurnal predator, and that means most active during the day. Now, something like an owl is going to be a nocturnal predator, and that means they're going to be most active at night. Now, some characteristics that are going to make her a diurnal predator is if you see these black lines right underneath her eyes, those are called malar stripes. All right, and you guys, if you play football or any other sports during the summertime, you may recognize those stripes. They're kind of nature's sunglasses. So they've got those nice black stripes. You might be able to think of another species of animal that has those black stripes as well, hunts during the day, also runs really fast, and that's a cheetah. So these are nature's sunglasses. So those malar stripes are going to help reflect the sun when she's hunting prey in the daytime. Now, she is part of the same family as the peregrine falcon, since we're talking about speedy animals. Mariah here is not going to fly as fast as a peregrine falcon. Now, peregrine falcons can hit about 200 miles per hour. So those are pretty fast birds, the fastest animal on planet Earth. She's not going to fly as fast, but she is part of the same family. So you'll notice some similar characteristics, those malar stripes like I mentioned. and also the shape of their wings as well. So if I turn Mariah around a little bit, you might be able to have a really good look at her colorization. Something that's really fascinating about American kestrels is actually they're considered sexually dimorphic, and what that means is that the boys and the girls actually look different. And that's something that's not normally common in a lot of species of animals. So kind of like a female and male lion, they are sexually dimorphic. They look different from one another. Male and female kestrels also look different from one another as well. Now you guys can feel free to send in some questions if you guys have any burning questions about birds of prey or Mariah here. See if she's interested in a mealworm. She's kind of just checking it all out, taking it all in. Would you like that? Nope, not today. Now you guys might be wondering how exactly Mariah came to live with us. Now Mariah here, as I mentioned, she is an ambassador bird of prey, so she comes out to do educational programs that we have here on site, and now that we are turning virtual due to, unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic. But she was originally an imprinted bird. So what that means is, unfortunately, she thinks that she kind of is like half human, half kestrel. Now that makes for a really, really great ambassador bird, so we can educate the public about the plight of her species in the wild. But unfortunately, that means that she's kind of lost a little bit of her wild edge. So most likely she was found by a member of the public and raised kind of in a pet setting. And unfortunately, that means that she can't go back to the wild. Now, this is a story that's kind of common for a lot of native wildlife around here, not only in San Diego, but all over the world. So you guys might be wondering, what should I do if I find wildlife in my backyard? Now, the best thing to do is actually to just leave it alone, okay? If you're concerned about it or it looks injured for any reason, you can call a rescue agency or an expert in that area to come out and take care of that animal, okay? So best thing to do is to give it lots of space and leave it alone, okay? Now Mariah here is maybe about 10 years old, okay? So she's considered a middle-aged bird of prey, and she will live here with us for the rest of her days. And as you can see, as I mentioned before, she is one of our most seasoned ambassadors, so she's very comfortable saying hello to the public here. Now, she doesn't necessarily have a favorite food item, but we do feed her a variety of food items here at the center. So that's going to be things like mice, insects. Most of the animals here get a diet of mostly rodents. They are all carnivores, so that means they're going to eat exclusively a diet of meat. But kestrels out in the wild are going to eat a diet mostly of insects. Okay, they are a smaller bird of prey, so that's why they're going to be eating a diet of mostly insects. Now, you guys might be wondering, are kestrels an endangered species? Fortunately they are not, but you guys can actually, if you're from San Diego, you can find these guys right here in your own backyard. So you can go ahead and have a look. I know you guys are doing a great job of social distancing right now, staying safe, but if you're wanting to do something fun, birding is a great hobby to pick up. It's also a great way to stay socially distant from people as well. Now, as I mentioned, kestrels are not an endangered species, but if you are wondering kind of how you can help pretty much any wildlife out in the wild, there's a lot of really great things like reducing your plastic consumption, recycling. As I mentioned before, if you see native wildlife, making sure you give them lots of room, give them lots of space. If they are injured, calling a reputable rescue organization to take care of them. Nice little rouse. Nice job. Another thing that you guys can do if you have dogs and cats at home, making sure that you keep your cats inside at night. Cats are excellent predators, and they unfortunately kill a lot of native wildlife. Same with dogs, making sure if you're hiking out at a refuge that you're keeping your dog leashed or that you're not going into areas where dogs are not allowed. Those are all really great ways to help native wildlife. Now, we are going to be wrapping up here soon with Mariah, but I hope you guys have enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about her and American kestrels. Now, kestrels are probably one of my favorite species of birds of prey. They are super interesting, and even though they are very small birds of prey, they are indeed very mighty. So that's one of the reasons why I like them so much. But we want to just say thank you guys so much for offering us all your support during these trying times. Now, as I mentioned, we are closed at the moment, but hopefully we're going to be be opening again really soon. We do have lots of stuff coming to you guys virtually through our social media channels, so please stay tuned. And like I mentioned, thank you so much for myself, Kelsey, and this beautiful American Kestrel, Mariah. Stay safe, guys.